Hi everyone, today I will show you how to create landscapes and foliage in Unreal Engine. We are going to use very simple tools with free assets from Unreal Marketplace. However, it will allow you to create your first pretty good looking game. So let's get started. Let's get started to create our first small open world. I will use the game template, third person. We will see how it works in the real project. Yes, we choose the folder. Let's name it lesson terrain creation. Okay, the name is a bit too long. All right. So third person template is ready. We can play it a little bit. Yeah, everything works just fine. Now, first thing first, we need to create our terrain. Go to new level. Let's choose basic, push create, and we have empty world. We need to remove this floor. We don't need it. And now we need to change the editor mode to landscape. Now we can see that. Now we can see the landscape mesh, but I think it's way too big for our lesson. We need something way smaller. Let it be from just 4 components. And we push create. We can see that our terrain is now just a big flat surface. Let's see how it's going to work in our game, if the size is enough or the proportions. So let's switch to selection mode. Place player start class. We need to place it in the center. Yeah, and push play to see how it works. Okay, I can see that it's enough. The terrain is pretty big. Now we have to sculpt the hills, rivers, mountains. Let's do so. Let's come back to landscape mode. And now we have here the basic tool. It's called sculpt. By pressing left mouse button, we can create basic basic hills, basic terrain shapes. If you push left mouse button and shift, it works like a eraser. The next button is just simple eraser. The next button is smooth. If we sculpt something more sharp, we can use this button to smooth it. And next button is a flatten. So we can create completely flat surfaces. The next buttons are more advanced, so I'm sure you will check this later. But this is the first four basic tools to create pretty good landscapes. So let's go back to the flat terrain. Okay, here we have another very important section, tool strength and brush size. Changing these values, we can increase or decrease the strength of the sculpting. With brush size, we can we can make brush smaller or bigger as you want. Brush follow, it's create our tool more sharp or more smooth. So now we know the basic tools, so we can start to create, to sculpt our landscape. Let's come back to. Okay, we are at the beginning. Now choose the sculpt tool, tool stretch. I would set it quite weak. Brush size, I think is a bit too big. Brush follow, yeah, let's make it smoother. By clicking, I'm creating the hills. I'm not pressing the left mouse button all the time, I'm just making fast clicks. I think I have more control in this way. Let's go around like that. Yes. Now we can add some noise to make some differences. It will not look so smooth. Noise a bit lower. Push size bigger. Ah, it's too much. Control Z, it's undo. It's still too much. Okay, let's see how it works in game. Now we can see our terrain looks much more interesting. Here is a bit too flat in the center, but we will make it something in the next steps. We will back to landscape mode. Here I will would make it more smooth. Let's see how it works. Yeah, much better. I think our terrain shape is ready. Now we can create the landscape material. But before that, we need to download some 3D assets. We need trees, terrain textures, plants, small foliage, and so on. Epic Games is full of nice and good-looking free assets, so we can download one of them and add to our project. I chose this Confiter Trees Forest biome. It's very nice pack with a lot of models. You can see the couple of types of trees, many types of rocks, plants, grass, layers, cover, debris, stones. Yeah, it will be perfect for our lesson. Uh, our new 3D asset pack is already in the folder structure. Now we can use it to create the landscape material. Now we will create the main landscape material. So let's make some folder, landscape material. We have to create the simple material. Let's call it landscape. We are going to make a very simple landscape material just with two layers. To do so, we need a node called landscape layer blend, and we need to set the layers. So we will have two layers. First layer will be, let's say, ground 01, and the second layer will be ground 02. Now we need the textures. Let's find it in the new content. I think this one will be very nice. Let's drag and drop it here. And I think we need something more green. Let's use this one. We need to connect it with the slots like that. And here. Now we need a node called landscape layer coordinates. And we need to connect it to the UVs slot. Assign our landscape material to terrain. We have to select terrain and drag and drop material to the landscape material slot. As you can see, nothing is happening, just we can see the black material. We need to switch to landscape mode, choose paint, and click this small plus, create layer info, next to the layer name. Choose weight blend layer normal. And we need to choose the folder where the layer info will be saved. So let's choose the landscape material folder. Let's do the same with the second one. Okay, now we can see that our line has material. Now we can paint the second layer. But let's leave the painting for later. Now we have to make this material looks more realistic. So I will erase what I painted before. Let's go back to our landscape material. What we are missing is a normal map texturing, because this texture right now looks very flat. We have to import the normal maps. Let's go to the asset folder, textures, ground. Yeah, it will be the first texture, and it will be the second layer. Yeah. Now we have to copy and paste this node, reconnect it, and connect with the normal slot. Of course, we need copy and paste the and reconnect the landscape coordinate node. And save it. Now we can see that the texture get tilt dimension. Looks way better. Let's see how it works in the game. I can see that texture tiling is too big, way too big. So let's get back to the landscape material. And we have to change the mapping scale, let's say, 2. Yeah, it looks way better. Let's change it a bit. I think 3 will be enough. Yeah, it's absolutely enough. What I don't like is this strong shining here. So we can correct it with adding some value to roughness channel. Let it be 0.7. It's still too shiny. Let's change it to 1. Yeah, it's much better. Let's have a look. Yeah, the landscape starts to look pretty nice. Now we can paint some. We can use our second channel of the landscape material and paint some path. The tool is way too big. Let's change the brush size. It's too big. Just like that. And now we are painting the path. Let's see how it works in the game. Yeah, we have nice path. Very rocky. And it looks pretty realistic, I think. Now what we are missing are trees. So let's make some trees. We have to switch to the foliage mode. And now you can see that we have here drag and drop area. We have to go to our new 3D assets to find the trees. And let's drag and drop some of them. Okay, let's here. Yeah, I think it's enough. And now we can start to paint our trees on the landscape. Let's undo this. We have to select all the trees and change this value, let's say 2. Okay, it's much better, but it's still too dense. Yeah, 1 is much better. We can adjust the density here as well, but it's more comfortable during the painting. What we see here that the trees are not growing straight to the up. This is of course not realistic. We need to. I will remove. We need to turn off the align to normal. It should be turned off. Remember that. And now the trees are growing up to the sky. Okay, let's play a bit. Let's paint our trees. The shift button is like eraser. We can decrease the brush size. If you'd like to paint only 1 or 2 types of trees, you can deselect and turn off the unnecessary trees and just select this one what you need. And now we can add some details. Here we can increase the density. If you would like just to place one tree by clicking, just click this icon single and you will place only one tree. It's very useful when you like to work on details. Like I would like to have larger tree here or here. Here, here. Let's see how it looks in the game. Well, I can see the forest start to look pretty good. Although we have just trees here. But we are going to place another elements like rocks, small plants, grass, firs, and so on. Now we can add more details to our forest. Again, let's go to the foliage mode. And we need to find some rocks. The same like with the trees, you just drag and drop rocks into the drag and drop area. Okay, 4 times I think it's enough. Make sure that all trees are deselected, because we will not find the trees right now. Rocks are selected and choose all the rocks. And let's go to the details. Let's see how it will be painted. Okay, we can see that the density is very high, so we have to adjust it here. Okay, it's better. Now we will make one clever trick. We need more differences between the size of the rocks, from very small to very big. Here in this scale area, we will set the minimum scale of 0 point, let's say 3, and maximum scale of 0 point of 1.5. So let's see how it's going to work. Yeah, pretty good. Now we can paint the rocks all over the surface. I think it starts to look pretty nice. Let's add some small plants. Well, we need to deselect the rocks because we're not going to use them. Let's find some ferns. Let's drag and drop. The same situation like before. We need to change the density. Ah, I forgot about, we can make the same trick with the scaling. It will look more realistic. Let's say from medium scale it will be 0.8 and maximum scale will be 1 point. Everything is correct, the fairs are selected, and now we can start paint. I would use the density a bit. Even more. Okay, let's see how it looks in the game. Now we can add another detail. I think it will be dress. The same thing. Let's go to the foliage mode. Let's drag and drop some grass models. I think 3 of them will be enough. We have to be sure that only grass is selected. Okay, now we have to select the grass and let's go to the details. I would turn off the static meshes in the filters that the grass will not grow on the rocks. This is quite important. Let's go and we need to play with the density a bit. I think 20 is not enough. 50. Yes, 50 looks better. Let's get 80. Yeah, 80 looks pretty good. Let's the grass grow along the path. Okay, let's have a look how it works in the game. But I think the sun is a bit too intensive. Everything's too. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it's look pretty nice. Okay, I would fight it more on the hills because now it's look a bit uniform. Okay, our forest looks better and better. However, we can add other details like tree trunks, rotten trees, and all this debris. The same way, uh, let's find the debris models, drag and drop it here. We need to deselect for grass. The debris are selected. We can start to pile it. Of course, we have to change the density. I can see that the steel is very bright, so I will add some exposure correction. Yes, a bit too bright. Okay, I think it will be good. Let's see how it works in the game. Yeah, it's beautiful. So, our small piece of forest looks pretty good. What we like to do right now is to extend the size of terrain. To do so, we need to switch to landscape mode and choose manage. As you can see now, we can edit our landscape. We need to press the add button, and now you can add uh, area around existing landscape by pressing the left mouse button. Okay, I think it's enough for now. And what we can do now is sculpting. We are doing the same thing like at the beginning. As you can see, the trees position are adjusted to shape of the landscape, so it's pretty fantastic tool. I think we need to smooth a bit this this border here. And now we can place the trees and plants again. We just need to switch to the foliage mode. Let's choose the trees. And we can start paint like before. It's a bit too dense. That's yeah, it's perfect. This is fantastic that you can start from very small landscape and extend it in the future. So you can build really, really big open world games just using this very simple tool. Let's make here a place for the path. And now we need to extend our path. So we have to come back to landscape mode, switch to paint, select the path, and, and let's paint. So I showed you very basics of landscape and terrain and foliage creation in Unreal Engine. Keep in mind that there is a lot of more very complicated options that will allow us to create more realistic uh, environments. But for now, I think you are ready to create your own small, maybe not even big open world games just using these few simple tools. So, I wish you very creative work. Bye bye.